What's up? This is B-Ball Direct. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, please smash that subscribe button and hit the like. You know what to do, fam squad. So yeah, hit that like button if you want to. Anyway, a couple days ago, I talked about a lot of stuff in that. I didn't like it. So I'm going to re-record it now with some more information that we have over the weekend. So this is going to be a weekend update. Don't know if I'm going to title it that yet. I might title it something else. But some things I talked about was Bronny James and how I felt he might have been a little bit overrated, because there is he goes to a really good high school who has who has a top program, because LeBron is LeBron. He's funding that program, not funding it, but he's most likely giving them not just money, but advice, helping them out, like stuff like that. So his influence really does help, and also they go with Zaire Wade, Dwayne Wade's child. So you have two teammates who are really good, and their sons who are also going to be really good. But, I don't know, Bronny just seems a little bit overrated to me. I think he was injured. I don't follow, high school hoops. That's not really a thing that I do, because I go to a small town that does not get recruited very much. We barely even have kids that can dunk in our high school, and kids in other schools been dunking since 6th grade. So we don't get recruited very often, so I don't really follow up with other high schools. I just see old J.R. Smith dunk contest, high school All-American stuff from back in the day in 2004 or 2002. He was drafted in 2003 at a high school, I think, possibly, or 4 or 5, I don't know. But he was drafted out of high school. So it was a while ago when the one and done rule was still in place. But I feel like he's a little bit overrated. But he's not, grown men should not be heckling him at a game. That's ridiculous. Even if you don't like his dad, you shouldn't heckle his son. That's just ridiculous. But I saw it was a ESPN's top 50 high school players, and Bronny was in the 20s when he is projected to be a very top pick. It was 2003 top recruits for the draft or whatever. I don't know. But so he is very young. Even though his dad is 36, I'm gonna call him 38. He's not 38. He's only 36, which my dad is. He has 6 kids, and Bronny is younger than me. So he is pretty young, and his dad has a lot of knowledge in the NBA, so that's really going to help him. But one thing I was thinking of is, since I'm a Thunder fan, and I've been pretty upset because the Thunder have a way better record than anyone thought they should. Because even when last season, when they had Chris Paul, everyone was saying that they were going to be a bottom seed, fishing in the lottery. But they made it and took the Houston Rockets to a Game 7. Had a lot of good contributions. Shea turned out really good. Chris Paul looked like Chris Paul back in L.A. And Lou Dort came on the scene and looked really good for them, playing some great defense. But that's what I expected it to be this time, because they traded away all their vets. They got a bunch of first-round picks and picked up a lot of G League guys. And they had 3 new draft picks in the 2020 draft. Alexis Pokuševski, I think Vít Krejci was taken before Teo Maledon, and Vít Krejci was from the Czech Republic. I looked it up after I said Russia. I don't know why I said Russia. I don't know. I was talking out my anus, I guess. Had no idea what I was talking about. Just throwing it out there. But I had those guys, project guys. But that's one of the things that, because these two kind of go hand in hand, about the Thunder are surprising a lot of people, and they have a lot of picks too. So they have a good young core. Moses Brown was looking good, had a 15, 20, and 5 game. Teo Maledon, if there was a all-rookie third team, he'd be on that team. There's just I want him to be on the second team. He's not going to make the third team, but if there was a third team, he'd make it on there. Alexis Pokuševski's come out. He was in the G League for a while. Come out, had like 2 or 3 good games, but some other games when I checked the box score, he has like 4 points and 8 rebounds, 0 blocks, 1 for 13 on threes. But so that he's an up and down. He is a very skinny project player. That's why they got him. They didn't expect him to be good out the gate. They weren't looking for a guy who could win now off the bench in the late first round. But players and traded away Hamidou Diallo, and then they traded another vet, Trevor Ariza. But so they got another second round pick. Or a first or second in like 2027 from the Heat. So they have all those draft picks, and I was thinking that what if Bronny gets drafted really high from the Yao Ming effect or the LeBron James effect? Because Yao Ming was drafted with the first overall pick, projected to be as good as he was. He was doing that because they wanted to have all the Asian fans from Korea and Japan and Thailand. They wanted those fans, and they were saying that it's good enough for them to have these ticket sales, these jersey sales, this fan base supporting them could turn into a big market. And that's kind of what happened. And then Yao Ming turned out to be a really good player. The Thunder, with all these high picks, if Bronny kind of goes the way he is projected to go now, he's going to be a late first round, early second round guy. What if the Thunder pick him in the lottery or even the first pick? Because LeBron wants to play with his son. So he signed like a 2+1, a short deal, so when Bronny gets drafted, he could sign a free agency there, and a team would be crazy not to sign LeBron James, because LeBron is going to take a lot of ticket sales, a lot of hype, a lot of guys there with him to hopefully, because LeBron might push for one last championship with his son and with all these young guys. So that was one thing I was thinking, because they got 2 2027 picks, which are farther than when Bronny's slated to be drafted. Probably going to be a one-and-done prospect, because he is still pretty good, and his dad is LeBron James, so he's going to bulk up, get fit, get ready, if he even wants to play in the NBA. But so now they traded Trevor Ariza for Myers Leonard, which I was kind of upset about. My first reaction was, oh, what's a locker room finna be like? Because that can make or break. Because no one was talking about locker rooms until Kyrie Irving on the Celtics apparently wrecked that. And there was a couple other guys that happened. Marcus Morris and Terry Rozier wanted more shots apparently. Even though Terry has come out and kind of proven that, Marcus has not proven that he deserves more shots on the Rockets. He's shown that he needs to play some defense, and that's what the Clippers want him to do. But they got Myers Leonard. I was thinking that might be bad, but he's either going to get traded or he's going to get something bought out. That's what it is. The last contract, because he signed like $10 or $20 million. But I really hope he gets traded, because I don't know what he would be traded for. No one's going to give up a young player, or they might just give up they could trade him to a team who needs to get off a salary, a big salary, but I can't think of any big salaries right now that anyone needs to get off their books. John Wall, maybe? That's the only big salary that I can think of, because his salary is still really big, and he is not producing like people thought he would. He thought he would be pre-injury John Wall on the Wizards, and now he hasn't really done that because obviously he's injured. The only guy I can think of, unless Gordon Hayward, but he's producing. There's no one else I can really think of right now. But that was kind of the reaction I had. It's rightfully his last contract. He shouldn't have said the things that he said, and it's not really an excuse to say I didn't really know what the word meant. because obviously he knew the word. I didn't know what the word meant, but I also didn't know that was a word. Like, it was very calculated going through his brain on that Twitch stream because some guy sniped him. Oh my goodness, Myers, he sniped you. Anyway, so it's just not. It's like me. It's not a word I would casually throw out like he did on that live stream. It's like you need to educate yourself and learn not to say slurs. So that's kind of that's my opinion. Like, obviously, that should be rightfully his last contract, and rightfully got traded off the Heat. They don't want that culture. The Heat have a very good culture, and they don't want that. Thunder, trade him or cut him. They have all these young guys. Don't want that culture in their locker room either. Last contract, rightfully so. Don't care about Myers Leonard anyway. One other thing. Oh, the P.J Tucker trade to the off the Houston Rockets to the Bucks. They got a DJ and a DJ. DJ Augustine was someone who people wanted to be traded to the Rockets when he was on the Magic back when James Harden was still on the team, who could be a good backup because that was before, I want to say 2017, the one good year, or the one year where they got far in the playoffs with Chris Paul, because they just had like barely anyone. So they wanted what's his name? They had I got a call. I'll get back to them. They had not very many bench players, but this kind of sounds like the Marvin Williams contract from last year as well. And this kind of sounds like that. A guy who can play a little D, a veteran, shoot some threes. But I think PJ will be better because he is projected to be a better player. He's a lot older. He can't play the 5 probably like he did last season, but he can play some small forward, still guard some big, still guard a couple wings. Point guards and shooting guards are probably off the table. I haven't seen many Rockets games because they're on a really bad losing streak right now, so I haven't watched any of that. I don't know how he's doing this year. He's upset. He wants to win. So the Bucks could be really good. DJ Augustine, I thought DJ Augustine was going to be good for the Bucks, but they thought that PJ Tucker would be better for them this season. So, and then DJ Wilson, he has not turned out what they thought he would be. He has some flashes, but he has not been as good. So the Rockets get another young guy who they could build up, have all these draft picks, so they're looking good for the future. They did a mid-season Thunder, get all these picks, get all these young guys, and just kind of tank. But they kind of did that on accident, especially because Christian Wood got injured. But yeah, that's really all I'm going to talk about right now. Thunder, really young, looking good. Got all these young prospects. Shea, Dort, Teo, Isaiah Roby, who I hated last year. Just because he wasn't getting minutes. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't like Dakari Johnson, but that's because he wasn't getting minutes. So I was like, oh, he's not good. I didn't know the guy. But that was like a long time ago. That was when Carmelo Anthony was still on the team. But I didn't like him. But now he's doing really good, doing a lot of stuff. So now I like him. But I shouldn't be doing that. Say, oh, this guy, I don't like this guy. He's not getting minutes. Doesn't matter. But young, good, all these pieces. They have Svi Mikhailuk now, who could be more reliable than Hamidou Diallo. They got Trevor Ariza off the books, got another second, because that's really all he was traded for. He was traded for a second. P.J. Tucker got traded for some DJs, could help out. So that's really it. Peace out.